we doing, folks? Welcome back to our long awaited film. So this one, not a homestead film, pure and simple photography, but we've got a really nice bit of kit to look at, something that's on loan to me. I'll explain about that in a minute. Apologies for not being so active on the channel the last few weeks. Anyway, I'll explain that. I dislocated my kneecap and it's been a bit of a nightmare, so I've been laid up, I've been giving it a rest, and it's been driving me mad because I've been dying to get out and do some exploring. So what we're going to do, when I get my breath, we've ditched the bike because that could only get us so far. So we're out tonight trying to photograph foxes. I love foxes. They're amazing animals, absolutely beautiful. So a couple of days ago, came on a bit of a walk. First time we'd actually been out around where we've just moved to. So for those of you that don't follow the channel, you might be new here. We've moved house and we're out in the wilds of mid Wales in Powys. And there's just some amazing countryside around here, but we've had so much to do at our place, I've not had a chance to get out and do some exploring. So as I was saying, the other day we came out and I found a fantastic badger set. So last night I decided to come out, brought a flask, binoculars and this fancy little bit of kit that we've got that we're going to show you. And we sat there and we sat there and no badgers came out, which, to be honest, it was to be expected. You know, they generally wait till it's gone dark. And anyway, on the way back I had this little thermal monocular. So that's what I'm going to show you. We're going to sit down in a minute. We're going to show you the monocular that we've got. But anyway, on the way back, I was just scanning through the woods. I could hear a tawny owl. I was trying to find that. Anyway, it picked up a heat signature. So I just sat there for a couple of minutes. Lo and behold, 3 fox cubs. So super excited. Made a bit of a waypoint on me, what 3 words, so I knew roughly where it was, so that I could come back. Oh wow, green woodpecker. Fantastic. Right, I'm getting distracted here. How can I not be distracted by a green woodpecker? Right, forget that. We can come back to that another time. Right, so made a mental note and a waypoint on my phone. Tonight, this is what we're doing. We're going to get set up. It's early doors yet. It's only 3 o'clock. When there's plenty of fox cubs and the weather's nice, they like to get out and have a play about, which plays in our favour big time. So this is good. The wind's blowing in exactly the right direction that we want it. So we're going to get down here now, get the piece of kit out. We're going to go through a few details, not in too much detail. We'll show you the product. I'm going to explain why I think it is a must-have or a very nice to have piece of equipment for the wildlife photography. Right, let's find somewhere nice to bed down. Right, we're about maybe 100 yards from the fox earth. So all I'm going to do, we're just going to show you this thermal, have a little chat about it, then we're going to move into position and see if we can get some pictures. So I went the other week to the photography show at Birmingham. Fantastic, very expensive. Fish and chips, 15.5 quid. So if you go next year, or whenever it's on again, take some butties. Absolutely extortionate. Anyway, besides the point. So last year I did a session up on the moors in Lancashire, and I was looking for long-eared owls. Anyway, a mate of mine, he said, why don't you take the thermal? I'd never used one before. Anyway, I took it with me, and it was absolutely priceless. It was fantastic. I found all these young owls. I had a bit of footage of one actually ejecting a pellet. If you haven't seen that film, I'll put a link somewhere on the screen. Anyway, they're so difficult to spot in the particular habitat that they were in. Really difficult. Put the thermal on. Unbelievable. Like I said, I'd never used one before, and it was a bit of a game changer, to be honest. Anyway, so as I was saying, went to the photography show, having a look around, and a company there called Hikmicro. Anyway, I got chatting with them, and you know, I was pretty honest with them, to be honest, and I said the problem is the companies that supply thermal cameras, thermal scopes, thermal binoculars, every time you go on a website, they're all geared towards hunting and shooting and killing things, and I don't think it does them any good. I said you're missing a bit of a trick, to be honest, because these things have a fantastic use for the wildlife photographer, and people have this misconception that they're only to be used at night time. Well, that's just not the case. You can use them any time of the day. So I had a chat with them, and you know, they said, would you like to test one? So they've sent me this. I mean, I am under no obligation to do a good review on it. They've lent me this, so it'll be going back. You know, if it's any good, I'll say it's good. But if it's not up to it, I'll say it as it is. So they've lent me this. I've got it for a month or so, and I'm well impressed with it. It's they're absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm in fire service, you know, I've been a firefighter for the last 25 years, and we have thermal cameras, thermal imaging cameras. You know, we use them for going into house fires and you know, finding people in smoke. And the quality of this compared to what we have, it's poles apart. This is unbelievably good. The sensor in it is incredible. I mean, what I'll do, I'll put the details up now. This is the Hikmicro Lynx 2.0, so it's a LH25 2.0. Now, they said they'd send me this one because I didn't want something that was too big and clumsy and clunky. The last one that I borrowed, different brand, but it was big. It's probably maybe half that again, and wide and quite heavy. Whereas this, I can just slip it into my breast pocket, in my side pocket, wherever. It's small. I mean, I'll put the weight on now and the dimensions on the screen, but yeah, so let's just go through the features of it. Out of the box, it comes with 2 batteries, so that's your battery compartment there. So you just flick that open. There we go. There's your rechargeable battery. They just come out. Comes with a really fancy charger, so you can have one in the scope ready to go, and also you can carry another one as a spare, but it lasts for ages. I mean, I've left it on a few times accidentally, and it just seems to last forever. So, features on it, that's our on-off button. We just press it and hold it and it comes on. When you're turning it off, you press and hold it and there's a little countdown screen. So it counts down 3, 2, 1, says it's shutting down, and it shuts it down. It also has the facility to be able to record video, and it'll take still images. So that's that button. That's your menu button. A whole host of different things you can adjust. You can have picture in picture, you can adjust your brightness, all sorts of stuff. And it also has 4 different magnifications. So magnification wise, it starts at 2.4 and then it goes up again. I'll put them on the screen now. I was going to actually do this review back at home and I had all the bump with me, and I thought, no, I'm out in the field, let's do the review out in the field. So forgive me if I haven't got all the details, but they will be going on the screen, and I'll put a link to the description in the video description. So there's your eye cup. You can use it left or right eye. Cap on the end, that just comes off. So there's your lens. You've got a focus ring, so focus left and right for near and far, and you've also got a diopter. So as on a camera, you focus it to your own individual eye, and really that is it. It's a simple bit of kit, but it's amazing how it picks subjects up. So there's actually 4 different images you can see through the scope. So there's fusion, there's red hot, there's white hot, and there's black hot. So what I'll do now, I've just been using it around our place, around the property, so I'll put a few different images on, some footage. So we've got fusion. You can see there it's like a multicoloured, if you will. Then we've got the red hot, so you can see the images glow red where there's heat, and there's white hot. See there, everything is dark, and anything that's got a heat signature glows white. And then you've got black hot, so everything is light in colour, and anything that's got the heat signature shows up in black. Every situation is different, so what I find when I'm looking for stuff, I just toggle through the 4 different settings and I find the one that suits the ambient light better, if you will. I don't keep it on fusion all the time, I just toggle through, and then whichever one suits that particular time of the day and light situation, that's the one I keep it on. So we've got a USB port there in the bottom, so we can just plug straight in and download our footage, and we've also got a little screw mount there so we can put it onto a tripod. But yeah, an absolutely fantastic bit of kit. So we're actually here today because of this. As I said before, I was looking at checking a badger set out, walking back, and I had the thermal. I was just having a scan around and I saw 3 fox cubs. So if I hadn't have had this, not an earthly, not a chance would I have seen them. So, you know, wildlife photography for me, the buzz that I get out of finding my own subjects, to actually go out and find your own subjects, you know, you track them, you look for signs of movement, you look for you know, dens and sets and earths, and just sit there, do your recce work. That's a big part of it. I mean, I think the actual photography side of it is the easy bit. It's the finding your subjects, which is the difficult bit, and you know, making sure that you're going to come in from the right angle, you're going to approach the subjects right, getting your concealment or your camo right. That is a massive part of it, and it's a real challenge, to be honest, especially with subjects like this. Foxes are so attuned to the surroundings and their environment, and you have got to be really on the ball to get some decent pictures of them. So this little piece of kit is an absolute must-have, I think. I'm saying that it's not a must-have at all, because people have been doing wildlife photography for years, but I think this will give you a massive advantage if you have something like this. All right, so what we're going to do now, what I'll do, I'll show you what I brought with me. I'll show you what's in the bag, what I bring out for a little session like this. So what I've done, I've made a little natural screen. So I've got a couple of branches, put them to where I want to be shooting from. So I'm going to be shooting with the 300 2.8. I want maximum light gathering. So in particular, I had a look at the natural cover that was knocking about with a view to what I was going to use for concealment. Last night I came down, I just sat at distance and I just had this on. But there's a lot of birch trees, oak trees, and all the leaf litter is still on the floor. There's leaves everywhere. So it's this, let's have a look. It's this kind of colour of stuff. It's all browns and not many greens. So, you know, that's my lucky gloves, and that's the particular colour of vegetation. So we're going to go with that. I'm going to use my ghillie lens sleeve, and I've also brought a Tragopan camo net, which in colour is absolutely perfect. So I'm going to put that over the top of the camera and me. Like I said, we're behind that natural screen, so fingers crossed they'll come out tonight and we'll get some nice pictures. So what we'll do now, we'll show you what's in the bag. Nikon Z9 300mm 2.8, fantastic light gathering qualities. So that's the weapon of choice tonight. Concealment wise, assortment of stuff, scrim net, so, bit of a neck snood, cover all the white bits up. Vlogging camera, I'm on the Osmo Pocket 3, which I'm filming on now. That's for a bit of B-roll. We'll stick that back in there. Lens cleaning stuff, always bring these out, lens tissues, blower brush, that kind of stuff. Spare cards, microphone for vlogging stuff, hat for later on when it gets a bit chilly. In the back of the bag. So this is the Tragopan screen net that I was telling you about. So it's like an autumn understory. Fantastic for this kind of environment, for open woodland floor kind of stuff. It's superb. So that'll give us a really good advantage. Head torch for later on, for the walk out, because it's going to be dark. It might be dark, I might get up pictures and before it goes dark, so we'll see, won't we? Now, beanbag. I'm not going to be using a tripod tonight, so the actual bit of a screen that I've put up, it's quite a big log, so we're just going to pop the beanbag on top of that. I've got buckwheat husks in this one, so it's nice and light. Great bit of support, that'll just go on top and we can shoot off that. We're going to be using our ghillie lens cover, so that's going to go over the camera, again full of leaves, and it actually picks leaves up this, so it's superb, it just adds to the concealment. That is a cracking bit of kit. We've got puffer jacket, we've got a bit mesh later on. We've got a photography mat that we're just going to put down in case the ground's wet, so we're not going to get cold and damp. And concealment wise, I mean, I've already got this cami jacket on, but I just find that this 3D camo suit gives me an edge. So we've got the jacket there. Again, it's got an excellent, you know, colouring for this particular environment. And we've also got the pants as well. So we're going full Monty, not full Monty, you know what I mean. We're putting stuff on, not taking it off. So we're going to get all that gear on in a minute, and then we're going to make our way down there. And hopefully little Basil Brush and his mates are going to come out and we'll get some decent pictures. Right, I don't know why I'm putting that away because I'm going to put it on. So we are going to get togged up now, get rid of that. I mean, I've had loads of comments on some of my films, and you know, I love me camo and me concealment, and people say like, oh, you don't need all that on, and I beg to differ, because you do. I'm not having it. If you get the wind direction right, and you get your concealment right, you can get some amazing photographs, and you can get very, very close to your subjects. And it's just the experience is amazing. The more you can conceal yourself, I can guarantee the closer you will be able to get, or the closer that your subject will come to you. If they can't see you and they can't smell you, the wind's in the right direction, they will practically sometimes come right up to you. And even if you don't manage to get pictures of them, you know, they can sometimes get so close that you can't focus on them. It's just the experience, it's being there and actually experiencing that wild animal, you know, oblivious to your presence. And it's, you know, you just can't beat moments like that. It's amazing. So whether you want to take my word for it or not, I don't know, but give yourself the best chance. So, footwear wise, I've just got some strong trainers on tonight, not brought any boots. I want to be able to feel the ground under my feet. If I stand on any twigs, any branches of twigs, it's going to go off like a gunshot and it'll spook them. So if the ground's a bit skanky, if it's muddy, you know, get yourself some dry socks. I've done some shoots, you know, when I've been after roe deer and badgers and whatever, and it's been muddy and wet and, you know, minging, but I put trainers on and I've just put a pair of you know, like sealskin dry socks, and your feet stay perfectly dry, but you can feel the ground under your feet. So it's really key to, you know, getting close to your subjects and just getting into a position that you want to photograph from without, you know, spooking them. So right, let's get these kecks on. I was actually amazed last night at how well developed these fox cubs were. I thought they would just about be coming out of the ground, but looking at them, a couple of them are quite well developed. So the thing is with fox cubs, they grow up so quick. You've only got a very limited time to actually get some pictures of them before they become very, very aware, and they become almost as tuned in as the adults, and they're very, very difficult to photograph then. So I'd say I've probably got maybe another week, 10 days, something like that, to get some decent pictures. So that's the suit we've got on. I've actually got a head veil as well I'm going to put on. So this is the head veil. I've actually stitched a balaclava inside it so that it holds position a bit better, so it don't move around. So there we have it. No excuses. Let's get in position. issues in this stream. There's a bit of a element on my arse then. Concealed with the environment, so leave the bag there. I've got everything I need now. So about 5 metres over the edge of this mound is where I put that natural screen. What I'll do now, I'll spin the camera around, let you have a look. So there's nothing out at the moment. That's the earth there, and this is the natural screening that I put up. So we're going to crawl our way to that. Like I said, it's still early yet, so a good idea to get here early, get in position. I might be led here for 2 or 3 hours before anything comes out, but I'm not bothered. This is what you need to do. If you want the shot, you're going to have to get down, get dirty and get uncomfortable. Luckily, it's not a bad day today. In fact, it's lovely. A bit too warm with all this gear on, but like I said, if you want that edge, you've got to get this gear on and get amongst it. Right, let's get in position. Put my woolly hat on, it's gone cowed. Right, I think you will agree that was absolutely fantastic. What an experience. So, at one point we had 9 cubs. I can't get my head around that. I've never seen so many fox cubs together. Now, it was weird because a few of them looked just more developed than the others, like a couple of weeks older, but they were all together. And then we had the vixen come in, and she was, well, you've seen the footage, she was feeding the cubs, and wow. And it was all made possible by this little thing, the thermal monocular, because if I hadn't have spotted them the other night, I would never have dreamt of sitting down there and photographing them fox cubs, because I wouldn't have known they were there. So, will that make you a better photographer? No, it won't. But what it will do, it'll help you find the subjects that you need. And without the subjects in front of you, you're not a wildlife photographer, are you? So that is a massive part of being a wildlife photographer, and being a good wildlife photographer is having the subjects to take the pictures of. And that works an absolute treat. I really don't want to give it back because every time I'm out with the camera now, or I'm out scouting locations, that is a very, very useful tool to have. Even, you know, if you're out looking for, so you imagine you're out looking for woodcocks or snipe, or you know, them ground dwelling birds, so difficult to see. And like this time of night, I mean, what time are we on now? 8:20, and the sun's dropped down over the hills, and it's a lot more difficult to see things. You know, all the trees are coming into leaf now. Put the thermal on and things just stand out like a sore thumb. It's amazing, an amazing tool. So, would I recommend it? Too right I would. Yeah, it's a really nifty bit of kit. Fantastic image quality. Obviously the more you magnify in, I mean, I think it goes to 19 times. Well, the image quality definitely does deteriorate, and I'll be honest, I haven't used it much more than the 2.4, so I don't see the need for such a high magnification, to be honest, but it's there if you want it. The ability to be able to record, do stills, yeah. Alright, nifty bit of kit. Right, that's me done for the night. Signing off. Give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the film. I'm going to put some stills on at the end. I've got some really good keepers, some that I would quite happily put on my wall, which is saying something, all due to this. Right, I'm off now. Give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, it helps us out massively. Give us a like. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. See you now.